What are some of the risks involved with real estate lending?
So the risks involved in real estate lending are, one of the things, like I mentioned, the high risk and high reward sort of scenarios, especially for second position, third position, things like that. They're a lot riskier because your money is not as secure. There may in those in an example where the as is value is 100,000, the first position loaned 65,000. Let's say the second position loaned 100,000, and they thought the after repair value was somewhere around 200,000. Well, if you see 65,000 plus 100,000, you're getting really close to that after repair value. And let's say that estimate was off by 10,000, and then they need to sell the properties. They need the realtors to be involved and get paid their commission. The title, escrow, or attorney fees happen, and that takes another chunk of change from closing costs. And then there's some holding time. All of a sudden, that profit is going away. So that the risks are that you could potentially lose your money, or not necessarily even all of it, but a portion of it, or that you're not paid out the returns that you're anticipating. But that's why we mitigate by vetting borrowers as well as vetting the deal before making the decision to lend.
What are some of the pros of real estate lending?
So I think my favorite pro of real estate lending is not having to do the actual fixing and flipping or owning of the property outright, but still being able to cash in on those monthly payments and collecting the interest at the end. And it's secured by real estate. So contrary to stocks, which are secured against the value of a company, those can go up and down much more rapidly with things like tariffs, the Fed making decisions on interest rates, a jobs report, earnings from a particular company. Those things are really outside of your control. You can vet a company only so much, right? Their leadership could die in a plane crash. I mean, there's just things that are completely outside of your control, and that value of that stock can drop absolutely drastically. And when you lose money, right? Let's say you have your portfolio is at 100,000 and it takes a 20% hit, your portfolio is now at 80,000, right? But let's say that you then gain 20,000 or 20% from there. You are not even back to 100,000 at that point in time. You're only at 96,000. So if you have a 20% loss and then a 20% gain, you're still not back to square one, right? So if you do it with more secured real estate lending, it's a little bit more of like a Thomas the Tank Engine, slow and steady wins the race approach to building wealth rather than a very volatile, crazy, all over the place sort of scenario that you can experience with other forms of investing.